My God, my God, my God.
You got to get deep in it.
Yes, Jesus. Glory
You got
to
to get
God.
down in there.
Glory
God
to
sees.
God. Glory
She's
to
saying,
God.
you got
Glory
to
to God.
get down.
Yes, 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 my God.
It's trying to
Yes.
wrap around
Glory to God.
the very thing, the very
Woo,
stance
Jesus, Jesus.
that you've made. You've made a strong stance, but you got some crooked things
Woo.
that's trying to stop your strong stance. You got some things that are trying to cut it out. But thanks be to God.
Yes, yes.
Thanks be to God.
Yes.
He has told us you got to root it out. You got to get down deep. When you root it out, you got to get down deep. As far as the roots go, that's as far as I got to go. Because I got to make sure them thorns and them weeds are out. And once I see that they're out,
Yes.
now I can start all over.
Yes.
Now I can continue on.
Yes.
Amen. I see that I had some halt going on because something was trying to stop me.
Well.
But I'm not just stopped by that because I rooted it out. But I also had a tendency to look up and see, oh, there's some other things growing ahead of me.
Well.
Let me pull that stuff down too.
All right, all right.
Because I'm trying to blossom in God.
Amen.
And as long as I'm trying to blossom in God, I can't have nothing over me trying to stop me from getting where God has me to go. Amen. Even if it's in even if you are in a plant house, glass ceiling, amen. As long as it keeps growing, it gets to a point where they got to take it out because it's getting the light and it's getting the oxygen. But if it grows up any taller, the glass ceiling stops it from growing. So I got to move the glass ceiling because I got to keep growing. I got to keep going, amen.
Yes, yes.
I got to pull it down from above my head. Why? Because I got to keep going in God.
Yes.
So, root it out, pull it down. There's some things that are, as we said, scripture earlier, wrestle not against flesh and blood, the principalities, spiritual wickedness in high places. I mean, there's some things that are trying to stop you above you.
Well.
But pull them down because I'm trying to make you grow up. Amen. It's time for us to grow up. It's time for us to grow up. Amen. I had to figure that out. That it was time to grow up in 07 and 06. I had to figure out they gone now. You got to believe for yourself. You got to be able to pray for yourself. You got to be able to speak to the devil for yourself and tell him, rebuke him. You got to go for God for yourself. You got to walk for yourself. Root it out.
Yes.
Pull it down.
Yes.
Israel needed stuff that got so deep into them. Some of us, we growing in God. God's got life, and we expanding. But because there's some things that are around us, and we don't necessarily see the things that are around us. But God knows that there's some things that are around us that are going to try to stop you from growing. Amen. Stop you from being prosperous. Stop you from being the man of God you need to be. Stop you from being the woman of God God has for you.
Well.
Amen. You just got to root that thing out.
Amen.
Let me pull this right out here.
Yes.
Get down in the root of it. Pull it out. Throw it down. Destroy it.
Well.
Amen. If you're going to be a part of this plan, you got to be fruitful.
Well.
Weeds ain't fruitful.
Well,
Thorns ain't fruitful.
that's true.
In fact, they trying to cut the fruitfulness.
Well,
Because misery loves misery.
yes.
So in other words, if you leave the weeds and the thorns around it, it will make the flower become weeds.
Yes.
But I am not to become weeds. I'm going to become what God has for me.
Yes.
Amen. Weeds are dead. They just growing any old way. That's why you only see them green for a little bit.
Well,
Then they turn brown and they still entangling. But I'm not going to let you become a part of me.
all right.
Because when weeds become a part of your plant becomes weeds.
Yes.
When folk that don't mean you no good, and folk that are trying to stop you from where you're supposed to go
Well,
become a part of you, you become a part of them.
right.
But when I notice it, let me root this out right now.
Amen.
Let me root these folk out right now.
Right now.
Yes, God.
Let me root myself out
Yes.
right now
Right now. Right
and
now.
put myself in another pot.
Yes,
Well,
God.
And when I come over to this pot, because I've already rooted out, I've already seen and understand it's a quick process you have to do. Because when you take it from the root, you ain't got a lot of time. You can't just sit there and let it just sit there out because it's oxygen and soil and moisture. It will dry out. So when you pull it out, you get it over in a good soil.
yes.
Put it in there. Plant it in.
Well,
Maybe put a stick here to kind of make sure he's going straight up.
well,
Amen. But you've taken him away from the bad environment.
yes.
You rooted it out. God allowed Joshua or Joseph to be rooted out. Because if he would stayed there, wouldn't have been what he needed to be. There was a plot. There was weeds already growing.
Yes.
There was thorns already growing to stop him. Sometimes you root the weeds out, and sometimes you just root the whole plant out.
That's Jesus.
Let me take it out. So, he didn't necessarily need to outroot the weeds that was around you here. He just said, let me root heal out.
All right.
Boom.
All right.
Because as long as he'll stay there,
She came from.
woo,
Come on here, God.
they gonna keep cutting at you.
Well,
They gonna keep hating on you.
Come
They
on
gonna
here,
keep
God.
killing them. Hey man, but I got something better for you in this plant here.
Amen.
Root out. Because when you root out, that means that plant got good roots. It got strong roots. But it's just in bad soil. So let me put it in
Good soul.
good soil.
Well,
There's some good soil over here.
uh-huh.
I see what you're doing, brother. Amen. And you're trying to prevail in your house. And you're trying to be strong. But you got some weeds
Well,
and thorns trying to stop you. Root out the weeds and the thorns, the situations, and tell them, as for me and my house,
Hard God. Serve.
we're going to grow.
Yes, 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 yes.
Regardless whether they're hanging over your head, growing, it's trying to stop you. And that's a form of starting over again.
Amen.
Just get down. That's what the teacher did when they erased your problem. They erased everything that you wrote down. Sometimes they would leave the initial question right there. They just erased all your work.
Amen.
Said, all right, here. This is good. But let's erase all this chicken scratch on the side.
Yes.
Now, let's go from the start. Boom. And then you start doing it. Then you start figuring it out. Now it's starting to grow inside you. Because you had to root out the bad.
Right.
You had to root out
Yes.
the weeds. You had to root out the problem. And then start all over. So once you start all over, now let's go on to higher heights. Now let's go on to deeper depths. Now let's go on looking unto Jesus, the author. We're going back to the beginning. Start all over. The author and finisher of our. Yeah. Start all over. Let me start all over here. Root it out. Root out your problems. Root out your situations. Root it out. Because it's trying to stop you from getting to where you need to get to. It's trying to stop you from growing. It's trying to stop you from becoming what God has for you. It's trying to stop you from blossoming in God. And when it stops you from blossoming, it's cutting you off. It's killing you. It's like not only choke or not only stab at you, but they can get around, choke the very life out of you. Choke everything that you're trying to do. You trying to be prosperous. You trying to serve the Lord. You trying to do right. But it's choking you. It's choking you. Put it out. Pull it down. And destroy it. How do I destroy it? In the name of Jesus. I throw it down, destroy it. You have power to tread over serpents. You have that kind of power. Destroy it. Throw it down. When you throw something down, that means it's done. You ain't messing with it no more. You done. It's no good. Throw that problem down. Throw folk down. You need to throw them down. Because they got lunacy going on in their head. Come on. Come on, somebody. Throw them down. You might not can physically throw them down. Throw them down. So I can build up. How do I build up? I build on my most holy. Praise amen. Build it up on that which has been planted inside of me. Build up. And now that I'm at this place, now that I feel that I'm becoming a child of God and I can walk after God and I'm following Him, now let me plant into my house. As for me and my house, y'all gonna come on and do it too. Y'all gonna follow me too. Amen. Folk that's around us, when we are fellowship, let me plant something in you. See, we don't need to go smoke a little something. We don't need to go drink a little something. We got a joy down inside of us. We got an anointing down inside of us that keeps us high every time. Because when I think of the goodness of Jesus and all that He's done for me, my soul cries out, hallelujah! I'm already excited. I'm already amped up. I don't got to get up looking for another bottle. I don't have to get up looking for another hit. I don't have to get up looking for anything else because He's with me when I get up. So let me plant this same kind of life into somebody else. But it starts from starting over. We find ourselves in these places. So I showed you different analogies. Joseph was in an environment. God just made it so that he was removed from the environment. Amen. Mark, Jesus was talking to the disciples and told them, plant seed. He gave them 3 analogies. 1, plant seed among rocks where there is no soil. It has nothing to attach it to. So the seed just falls off. It doesn't catch to anything. Then it got to the one where there was thorns weeds around it. He said, the seed goes down and plants and starts to grow. But because it's around bad things, it starts to kill it. It starts to choke it out. How is it being choked out? It's being choked out when I focus on the cares of this world.
Right.
That's what the scripture said. In other words, let me bring it into an analogy. When you start to focus more on the natural things more than the spiritual things, it's choking out the life God is already trying to grow in you.
Yes.
And started getting wrapped up into the problems that I have, cares of the world. It causes me to not focus on glory. As long as I don't focus on glory, I can't see what God has for me because I'm focused on the natural. But when I take my mind off of the 20%
Come on, man.
and put my mind on the 80%, I can see what God has for me. And I can see that I don't need to be around and focus on all that other stuff. Because it's choking.
My God.
It's choking. It's got a noose on my neck.
Yes.
I'm trying to grow in God, but it's trying to stop me.
My God.
Glory.
Root it out. Pull it down.
I know.
And destroy it. Jeremiah had permission by God, but to root it out because it's been going on too long.
Yes.
With Israel.
Yes.
God had got to a place where he had told him, what did I do to cause you
Yes.
to turn your back on me? What did I do? This is God talking to him, telling him, get out of your black slidden state. Stop worrying about all this stuff. They had gotten so bad that they started following things of other gods. The very God that took them from each other. Amen. Root out. Pull it down. Destroy it. Amen. That's what God is doing to us.
Amen.
You have to root out some things that are in us. You have to root out folk that surround us.
Yeah.
We have to root out kids that's trying to mess us up. We got to root out, oh, come on, somebody.
Yeah.
We got to root out. Hey, loved ones.
Yes.
You got to root them out.
Yes, you do.
Amen. Get them out. Because it was good for me that it hurt me that I had to do that. But thanks be to God who gives us the victory.
My God.
Because the victory is more important than the pain.
Yes. Yes.
Amen. That's why when you root out thorns, you're going to go through some pain.
Yes.
Because they're going to cut you.
Yes.
They're going to hurt you.
Yes, they are.
Let's turn to Jeremiah, but I like this. I had to save this one last. Chapter 1. Verse 8. I like verse 8. Be not afraid of their faces. Because you know when you start to change and you start to do some things that you need to do for yourself, folk look at you wrong.
Yeah.
Folk look at you cross-eyed.
Well.
Tells you, be not afraid of their faces. Now understand, he's talking to Jeremiah, who at this time is how old? He's 12, he's young. He's talking about grown folk.
Well.
He said, be not afraid of their faces, for I am with thee to deliver thee, saith the Lord. So when you're in that place, you got to root some things out. Don't worry about how folk looking at you.
Amen.
Don't worry about what folks saying to you. Don't worry about what loved ones is talking about.
Well.
And the birdie looks that they look at you. And they look at you cross-eyed like you think you something. Amen. Because I am with you.
All right.
I see what you're going through,
Yes.
but it's necessary for you to root it out,
Amen.
pull it down. Amen. Throw it down. Build. You build on this. Plant on this.
Yes.
Amen.
Yes.
Because we want to go to what God has us to go to. We want to be what God has us to be. But in order for us to do that, we got to root out some things.
Yes.
We got to root out some folk. Or we got to root ourselves out.
Yes.
We've rooted ourselves out and placed us in his house. Amen. God has done some things for us.
Yes.
He's been blessing y'all
Amen.
here. He's been anointing you
Yes.
here. And the devil has been trying to fight you
Yes.
here.
Yes.
But I still am with you. Regardless of what you go through while you're here, I am with you.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Just go ahead on and start on.
Yes.
Amen. Amen.
Amen. Amen.
Clap those hands.
Yes. 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 Hallelujah. Yes. Glory to God.
Sometimes you gotta move things out.
Yes. 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 Right.
I just learned that I don't really have a green thumb.
Well.
I learned by trial and error.
Well.
I do know how to work my grass. I'm still learning. Amen. But if you plant that seed, get it down and work it, cut it, water, cut it, water, and then you see that growth. You see the beauty of the lawn. Same thing I want to see
Yes.
in my walk, in my life. We want to see in your walk and in your life where out of bad soil, in good place, get the weeds out, get the thorns out. It's placed you here, and the growth has not stopped. The growth has not stopped. It's going to keep growing. Amen. We just make sure everything else is away from us.
Right.
And
Yes.
even the ones that were coming, amen, we still bleed the blood on them young women. Because the adversary seen some growth trying to start to happen.
Well.
But even by starting to raise up weeds amongst them again. That's how he does. Tries to trick you, make you think you're missing something. Start causing obstacles to come to choke out what God has got growing. Amen. But let us be good farmers in the Lord. Amen. We always, farmers aware of what's going on his lawn, in his crops. He has to get out there and weed out. Amen. Weed out, root out, pull it out so that you can grow and be what God has for you to be. God bless you. Amen. Clap those hands.
Thank you, Jesus. Hallelujah. We thank you. We praise God for such an awesome word on this
Yes,
evening.
yes.
Hallelujah. We thank Him for feeding our souls. Amen.
Yes. Amen.
Amen. Hallelujah. We got to remove the weeds, and if the weeds is overbearing and too much, uproot ourselves and move to the other side. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. At this time, we are going to collect this evening's offering, tithes, whatever you have to give unto the Lord. You know you can give electronically,
Yes.
via Givelify. We do take checks, as long as they're good. Amen. Hallelujah. Let us remember our obligations for this week. Hallelujah. Bible class. Amen. Tuesday, 7 p.m. And the get together at Bolero will be 4 o'clock. got you. We got you, Auntie Denise. We got you. Hallelujah. We're gonna bless this evening's offering and this ministry service. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Heavenly Father, we come before you right now. Thank you for the word that our ears have heard. We thank you, oh God, for feeding our soul, oh God. Let us continue to chew on it and let it nourish our body. Let it carry us over until Tuesday, oh God, where we can come back and return for a wonderful Bible class, Lord God, and learn more about you and get deeper into your word, oh God. Hallelujah, in the name of Jesus. Let this offering be a blessing unto this house of God, oh God, and to all the saints of this church, oh God. Hallelujah. Let it be pressed down, taken together, and run it over, oh God. Let all the needs be met, hallelujah, Lord God, and even secure some of those wants in the name of Jesus. Carry us over the highways and byways as we leave out of this place. Keep us from any and all accidents, seen and unseen, oh God. Keep us as we go to and from throughout this week, oh God. Keep our children and protect them as they go off to work and off to school. Bless our minds, oh God, as we go off to our work, oh God, in the name of Jesus, oh God. Let the Spirit of God be upon us so heavy, oh God, that they see nothing but joy, oh God. Hallelujah, Lord God, when they come into our presence, oh God. We thank you, we praise you. Lord God, continue to keep us in Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.